Welcome back. We got my new sidekick, Pika, here. And we have new life-saving worm videos coming up. What's that, Peeks? Oh, she's got a dark history with worms.
When you imagine a cancer screening, your mind likely conjures images of blood tests and high-tech equipment. But this biotech firm in Japan, Hirotsu Bioscience, has developed the first early pancreatic cancer test using these tiny worms. They're calling the test N-Nose, and it involves a urine sample in tiny 1 millimeter long worms called C. elegans, a species of nematodes. The worm's sense of smell is highly acute, better than even those of canines, and they're attracted to pancreatic cancer cells. The company's founder and chief executive, Takaki Hirotsu, says it's all about discovering trace amounts of cancer, something man-made tests and technology are still a long way away from. And since January 2020, these tests have been used on samples taken from around 250,000 people, and the tiny worms have discovered high-risk pancreatic cancer readings in 5 to 6% of those tests. Their most recent tests involve genetically altered nematodes that move away from cancer cells, which in combination with the ones that swim towards cancer, should provide an even better and more accurate test, hopefully allowing for even earlier diagnosis of pancreatic cancer, an illness that is notoriously difficult to detect. This is what engineers at North Carolina State University are calling butterfly bots. They're extremely small robots, measuring only a couple of inches long, but they're fast, like really fast for their size. Previous tiny bots have been able to swim around 1.7 times their body length per second. These tiny bots have outpaced those by several times, able to move a speedy 3.74 body lengths per second. The trick is that the robots have a highly flexible body, allowing them to use their wings and their torsos for locomotion, drawing on the biomechanics we often observe in sea creatures like manta rays. But these little bots work by having their bodies inflated, causing them to bend up and down, a move in contrast to many other robots in their class, which more often use motors to drive locomotion. But as this one inflates and deflates, the body moves, causing the wings to move as well and propelling the butterfly bot forward. No motor means less weight, letting the device travel faster. The robot's engineers are now working on an untethered version that can inflate and deflate all on its own. For years, scientists have been working on ways to grow human organs inside animals, hoping to make organ transplants easier and more available. But what if rather than new livers or hearts or kidneys, instead we were able to use animals to regrow parts of the brain that may have degenerated over time, restoring lost cognitive function before taking those brain fragments and reimplanting them in humans? Well, that's what scientists at the University of California, San Diego are looking to achieve, and they recently made a huge breakthrough. They took cortical organoids from humans, or what are sometimes called mini brains, and implanted them into mice. And now, after months of stimulation, they've been able to measure electrical activity in the transplanted brain in response to visual light cues, meaning there are now functional connections connecting the mouse brain to the human mini brain. This all happened in only a month, and another month later the mini brain was even more integrated. Now the question remains, with future innovations and with the use of stem cells, could the repaired bit of brain be removed and implanted back into a human? Baby sea turtles have a long way to go from egg to ocean, avoiding the dangers of debris, birds, and crabs who are looking for a meal. But now a new study has discovered a way that humans might be able to help with a new nest monitoring device called Turtle Sense. The devices look just like turtle eggs, but they're actually sensors which detect movement in the nests, movements that indicate a hatching. The devices then transmit that data to researchers, warning them of the impending hatching so they can travel to the nest and ensure the baby sea turtle's survival. The researchers say that since turtle nests are buried under sand, they believe the turtles use temperature cues to know when night has fallen, and it's safe to hatch. But they also believe they take cues from one another. As one shifts and begins to hatch, the others follow suit, which one of the developers of Turtle Sense likens to popcorn kernels bursting in a heated pan. And with every hatching, their predictive technology gets better, meaning their ability to protect newborn turtle nests does as well, with the device allowing researchers to also better understand the hatching process and what can go wrong, but also what can go right. These are what are called erect-crested penguins. And Science Alert reports they're endangered, and likely the least studied penguins in the world. They live on the far southern coast of New Zealand, but travel to just one island to breed. But every year, as the penguins lay the first of only 2 eggs each season, they discard it, sometimes even kicking it out of the nest. This behavior was only first noticed by researchers in 1998, but now experts might finally understand why they give themselves only one shot at an offspring annually. It turns out the first egg is always quite a bit smaller smaller than the second. These penguins are only able to lay 2 eggs each season, and so to ensure the second larger egg has a better chance for survival, they abandon the first. And this was true even when researchers manipulated the penguins' environments, trying to account for situations where the egg might roll away accidentally or be broken during a scuffle. And they also found that none of the penguins even hung onto the first as an insurance policy if the second egg was damaged, oftentimes simply laying it on the ground, not even in the nest, lost before or on the same day egg number 2 was laid.
I too abandoned my child by the side of the freeway. Got this good little pup instead. Now to the quiz. What frog is considered the most toxic animal in the world? Is it A, the red poison dart frog, B, the blue poison arrow frog, C, the golden poison frog, or D, the mimic poison frog? The answer is C, the golden poison frog.